Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the Pulsar X2F. This is not a final copy. This is a beta unit. This won't be the final copy. I'm just here to give feedback on it and what should change for the later original copy. Again, this is not final, but let's get into it. So in terms of shape, this is a fingertip shape. This is actually a very good fingertip shape that I think will be an entry for a lot of people into fingertip shapes. This is the X2 comparison, and the Crazy Light, you can see it's just a chopped off version. And then this is the G-Wolves HTR. It's another fingertip shape. And as you can see, the X2F looks kind of big, but it's actually not that big. It's just wider than most other fingertip mice. So in terms of cramping, my hands cramp a ton when I use this mouse, like a lot, like after like 2 matches of gaming. But in terms of this mouse, my hands don't really cramp at all. I did notice once or twice it cramped, but this is pretty comfortable to use 3 hours straight. I do use this type of fingertip grip. I'll show you right here. But I did try some different grips like this, and I did notice the corners down here are a bit sharp and could pierce into your skin. And then at one grip, I did notice right here, this was also annoying. I do think they need to just fix certain parts of the mold, like the corners, just make them a little more rounder and softer. Same thing here and here. But I think this shape is a really good shape, like overall, and I think a lot of people will see this as entry into fingertips. And I also think a lot of people just don't like current fingertips because they're just these weird shapes. But this is actually a very good, well-rounded shape. But let's get into weight. So the weight of this mouse is 41 to 43 grams. My unit specifically is 43 grams. This is pretty heavy for a fingertip in comparison. This is the X2 Crazy Light, and this is about 37 grams. So this is lighter. And then this mouse is about the same size, just a little thinner at 29 grams. So Pulsar did say they can get this down to 25 if they remove the carbon fiber, get this all to plastic. But this does have a very good structural integrity. So I don't think they should go down all the way to 25 grams and risk having bad structural integrity. But as I said, this is 29 grams and similar size. This is just slightly wider. So I think if they make this mouse 30 to 33 grams, it will feel very well weight balanced and could still have pretty good structural integrity. So again, I think about 30 to 33 grams would be a perfect weight range for this mouse. In terms of the materials, this is a 40% carbon fiber and 60% some plastic. I forgot what it's called. This mouse feels pretty premium and solid. The coating on it feels okay. Nothing bad, nothing great. But again, this feels pretty premium. The structural integrity is great. And they could use these materials if they want to get it lighter. They could go full plastic. But again, this just feels really good. In terms of the stock skates, so I did change mine out, but I did use the stock skates for a few days, and they were pretty good. If they use the stock skates they originally used on the production units, I think that'd be pretty fine. They were pretty all right. In terms of base wobble, so yeah, if you do take off the original skates, many units will have base wobble on glass. So the way I fixed it was, a lot of people told me just unscrew one of the screws, just untighten it a little bit, and the base wobble did go away. So it is fixable, but I really hope it's not on the finished unit because it's not something you should have to do. In terms of the side button issues, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see here, but it just pushes into the shell too much, and they just feel cheap, not tactile enough. And then these pill shapes, like it knocks into my finger a lot in the back side button. I think they need to completely redo the side buttons, in my opinion. They just need to fix them inside so they don't push in it as much, make them a bit more tactile, and maybe change the shape a little bit. In terms of clicks, so they're pretty stable. They're blue shell pink dots, if you can see right here. For me, I like blue shell pink dots. I don't really care what switch is used in a mouse as long as it feels nice and good, which these feel fine. They could use the opticals in the Crazy Light as well, and I would like those as well. It doesn't really matter to me as long as they feel good, and these clicks feel phenomenal. In terms of performance, I'm not going to go into performance, show gaming clips and that. I'm just going to say I'm pretty sure This is up to 8K, so it most likely is using a 3950, which I'm pretty sure is confirmed, and I'm pretty sure is going to be on the final unit. I hope I'm going to see that. But I was testing on 1 and 2K, and in the beginning, 2K was working fine, and then it randomly just started bugging, so I was using 1K. Obviously, they're going to change this on the final version, and I'm sure once the final version comes out, the polling rate will be fine. I used 2K the entire time on the Crazy Light and had no problems. So again, I think on the final version this will be fixed. And the performance was good. I just can't really comment too much about it because this isn't a finished product. In terms of software, there was no web software, at least for this version. I'm sure they will have it out for the final version, but I do think on the final version they do need to make it easier to change DPI and polling rate on the mouse itself. This DPI button, you have to press down on it. It just feels really uncomfortable, especially to change the polling rate. I would definitely love to see something improve. Maybe put a little piece of plastic over it so it doesn't like dig into your skin when you press it. Overall, I think this can be an endgame mouse for a lot of people once they fix the improvements like the mold issue in the back, like the side button issue, and just make it lighter. For me, I love this shape. I was peaking while playing games on this. I think this could be an end game for me as well, as long as they just, again, make it a little lighter and fix the issues. This is just for a non-finished model. This is already such a good mouse. I think once it's perfected, this can be a really solid offering. But again, it's still a tad undercooked and not there yet, but it's mostly there, and I can't wait to see what the final version is like. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.